Jet set with the National Lottery in 35 minutes. Before that, on BBC One, only the ruthless survive. Tonight, one of these 6 people could be winning £10,000. But to do so, they must eliminate all the others. It's Dog Eat Dog. Welcome to Dog Eat Dog, the show where £10,000 can be won by whoever's got their opponents well and truly sussed. We sent our 6 contestants away to spend an action-packed 24 hours together, giving them the chance to weigh up each other's skills and personalities. And in case they were trying to put their rivals off the scent, we also put them through some more formal tests, designed to expose where their talents and weaknesses really lie. So who do you think will be leaving £10,000 richer?
Personnel officer Carol runs the company netball team and enjoys performing a wide variety of accents. Here's a man who wouldn't get in a pickle if he hit the big time. Steve has already played in a football match against the stars of EastEnders. Natalie thinks her voice is rather high-pitched and loud, which might irritate the others, but watch out, she could crush the opposition with what she calls her rugby player's legs. He might work in the gas industry, but Chris isn't full of hot air, as he always tries to win, and often does. Former DJ Jodie is now a barrister, and if her legal arguments fail to make an impression, she can always resort to judo to make her case. Even though he's an accountant, Richard likes to play Mr. Cool. He thinks there's a touch of the John Travolta's about him because he's into sharp clothes and dances like a maniac.
If I had to describe myself in 3 words, it would be confident, extrovert and very friendly.
I'd probably say show-off, ambitious and talented.
Funny. Hopeless, reckless.
I would say that the other members of the team would say that was a bit daft, a bit dizzy and a typical Essex girl.
I'd say that I'm ambitious, I'm confident, and my husband would probably describe me as bad-tempered.
I think the other members of the group consider me to be scatty and clueless, but they'd be wrong.
I think the others in the group see me as a main threat. I've excelled in everything I've done, I've led the way, I've gone first.
If I were to liken myself to a car, it would be a Mercedes Sports. Daring, classy, and like myself, very expensive.
If I had to be a car, I'd be a Golf GTI convertible because it's sporty, it's fast, and it always has its top off in the summer.
Well, say no more. So this is how the game works. In each round, I'll set you a challenge, and you must each nominate an opponent to take it on. Whoever gets the most nominations will face the challenge, and if they fail, that's it. It's game over, and they must make their way over to the loser's bench over there. If, however, they succeed, well, it's time for revenge, because they can then send any of those who nominated them onto the loser's bench in their place. Well, who's going to be our first victim? It's time to find out in our opening game, which tests observational skills. An image will appear on the screen, and the challenge is to match it to one of these flags. If the player makes a successful match, the background goes white and a new image appears. But if they make an incorrect choice, the screen turns red. No passing is allowed, and 12 correct matches must be made in 90 seconds. So think back to your away day. Whose observational skill would you like to see put to the test? Please make your choice now. Well, the votes are in, but first let's hear what happened on the away day.
Legal Eagle Jodie was certainly eagle-eyed as she did best in the observation test, with Richard and Chris not far behind in joint second place. The oldest member of the group, Carol, is the person most likely to face difficulties, but will the others have noticed this?
If I had to pick one person from the group who I thought would be better suited for the programme than Dog Eat Dog, it would be Carol, and it would have to be the Antiques Roadshow. Steve
spent most of the time listening to his own voice, so I doubt he would have any observation skills.
During the away day, I heard that Chris has been phoning people up in their rooms to arrange secret meetings to talk about tactics. I think he's a nasty nick of the show.
I think Richard is good at observation, But when it came to an observation challenge, I think he might crack under the pressure.
I don't think Natalie's very observant at all. In fact, I think she probably got lost on the way to breakfast.
Jodie is very good at observation because she spent most of her time observing the men.
I don't think Carol's a particularly observant person, except when it comes to the clothes and makeup that everybody else is wearing.
I'd be excellent in an observation challenge. I've spotted all the no-hopers here.
See that you've taken an instant liking to each other. Without further ado, let's find out how you voted. Starting with you, Carol.
Natalie.
Richard.
Steve.
Natalie.
Steve.
Natalie.
So, Natalie, pipped at the post, you've got 3 votes. Why did you choose Natalie, Richard?
I just don't think she'll take well to the pressure from what I've seen.
So, Natalie, are you up for this?
Yes, I am.
Come with me, let's get on with it. So there you have it. Now remember, you need to make 12 correct matches in the 90 seconds. Are you happy?
Yeah, I am.
You're always smiling and happy.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. All right?
Okay.
Okay, Natalie, your fight for survival starts now. To take on the challenge. Now, this is very exciting. This is what we love on Dog Eat Dog. Now, you can choose from Carol, Chris, or Richard to take your place on the loser's bench.
Well, it's a tough decision, but I think it's going to have to be Chris.
Come on, Chris. Now, I saw your face during the course of that. You saw her racing away with it, and you were just laughing. So you must have anticipated this moment.
I knew it.
Really? Based on what? Why? Why has she chosen you?
I think I'm the biggest threat.
Really? Is that true?
Very true.
I think they'll all be worried because now I'm against them all.
Absolutely. So. Let's hear it for Chris, and well done, Natalie! So 1 down and 5 of you left. But who's going to be next to kiss goodbye to that £10,000? Let's find out in tonight's physical challenge. The chosen player will be strapped into this cage. We will start them swinging, but their challenge is to build up enough momentum to take them all the way over the top. They must achieve this moving forwards only, and they have 90 seconds in which to do it. So, who do you want to see inside that cage? Please make your choice now. Well, before we see how they voted, let's check out the physical side of their away day.
Top of the league in the fitness test was Natalie, closely followed by the youngest member of the group, Richard. The man facing relegation was Steve, but who ate all the pies?
Carol didn't come across as at all confident physically. She was more worried about how big her bum looked in the safety harness.
When we were doing the physical activity, Jodie really didn't seem to be enjoying herself. Probably because it involved having too much fun.
I'm absolutely terrified.
During the away day, Natalie talked, breathed, lived fitness. She would be the last person I would vote for a physical challenge.
Richard on the ropes course was very funny because he was on the ropes and he was swinging wildly and he looked like a girl and I had to stop myself from laughing.
Steve really reminds me of the villain in Karate Kid, but the only black belt I think he's got is in beer drinking.
All I can say about Steve when we were doing physical activity is that when he jumped off the tower, the whole thing shook.
OK, let's have a look at how you voted. Carol.
Jodie.
Carol.
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 Steve.
Well, Carol, with 3 votes, the challenge goes to you. Why Carol, Jodie?
When we had the physical challenges on the away day, she was only worried about what she looked like. She didn't seem as if she was having any fun at all. And I don't think she's going to enjoy this.
Well, Carol, wouldn't it be nice to prove them wrong?
Yes, I'm sure I will.
Come on then, come with me, let's do it. So while Carol's getting safely strapped in, it's worth pointing out that this challenge has very little to do with physical strength. It's all about having the technique to build up the required momentum to swing all the way over the top. And remember, she must do it going forwards. Are you ready, Carol?
Yes, I'm ready.
OK. Carol, your fight for survival starts now. Exhausted, actually.
I am, believe me. I'm
But
really disappointed I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I felt I was able to, but my strength went.
Well, I think the best thing for you is to go and make friends with Chris and have a good, nice breather on the loser's bench. Let's hear it for Carol.
I'll sit down for this.
So, 2 down and 4 of you left, and 3 of you feeling very relieved, I would have thought, Jodie.
Very relieved. I would have been the next to go.
Really?
Yes.
You think she'd have voted you out?
I'm positive she would have voted me out.
OK, well, you are through to the next round, and the next challenge is, in fact, a test of your language skills. This is how it works. 8 words have been broken down into syllables. The chosen player must find those words by solving crossword-type clues and piecing together the correct syllables. For example, if the clue is famous ship, then the answer would be Titanic. They can pass on any clue and come back to it later, but if they select the wrong syllable, it'll turn red and they'll be locked out of the game for 2 seconds. They must complete all 8 of the words in 90 seconds. So which of our 4 survivors will be facing the language challenge? Please make your choice now. Well, we'll find out who they've gone for in just a moment, but first, let's see how they coped with language on the away day.
It looks like it would pay to have barrister Jodie on your side in court. She came joint top in the language test. Ironically, it's the group chatterbox Natalie who had the biggest problem with words.
S-C-H-E-M, scheming.
Natalie would be really good at language challenges if she was asked to spell. All right, darling.
Richie will be good at the language challenge because he's posh, well-educated and speaks proper.
Jodie's a barrister. I feel for a language challenge she would also excel, although I would have to say that being a barrister, you'd never know whether she was telling you the truth.
If Steve had a language challenge and had to write 1,000 derogative words about Southerners, I'm sure he'd do very well.
I actually secretly swapped my test results with Jodie, and it was really useful as I found out that she's actually very clever.
What a nice man you are, Richard. OK, let's find out how you voted, starting with you, Steve.
Richard.
Steve.
Steve.
Jodie.
Why have you voted for Jodie when she came almost top, I believe?
If you saw how nervous she was when we walked in here, I think as soon as she faced the challenge, she may crack.
I don't think that was nerves, I think that's high heels. You've gone for Steve, both Jodie and Natalie. Why?
I just felt that Steve wouldn't be the strongest. His strengths were darts and pubs and beer.
But you have to talk in a pub, don't you? That's words.
Absolutely. Well, how sure?
So come with me, Steve, and let's see how you get on. So, remember, Steve, you are allowed to pass on any of the clues and come back to it a bit later, but you must find all 8 words in the 90 seconds. Okay. You happy?
Yep.
OK. Best of luck. Steve, your fight for survival starts now.
Pass. 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 Pass.
How disappointing is that?
I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted.
Yeah, you were spending a lot of time over rendezvous and then you had rapid at the end there.
I know.
Quick.
And I wasn't.
No, you weren't really. You know where you're going, don't you?
Yeah, losers bench.
All right, off you go. Let's do it for Steve. And then there were 3. Did you think you'd get this far, Richard?
I hope so, yeah.
After doing absolutely nothing?
Yeah, it's a pretty easy ride.
So far. But I wonder which of you is going to be next under the spotlight. It's a maths challenge, and it works like this. Behind each of these squares lies a mathematical problem. The chosen player will have 10 seconds to look at them, then they'll be covered up again. When their 90 seconds starts, they must pick a square and try to solve the problem that's revealed. If they give a wrong answer, they can either keep guessing or pick another square. But they must give a total of 8 correct answers in 90 seconds. So, who do you want to see taking on the maths challenge? Please make your choice now. And here's how maths figured on the away day.
You'd expect accountant Richard to be a whiz at numbers, so no prizes for guessing who was way ahead in this test. The rest of the group performed pretty badly in maths, but it's Natalie who really failed to make it all add up.
Being an accountant, I thought Richard would be really good at maths, but when it came to the pub games, he couldn't even add up the darts scores.
I think Richard has played the cleverest game of all, out of everybody. He's tried to come across as a bit immature and not that good in the games we played on the away day, but actually he's a very, very strong candidate.
When it comes to maths, Jodie is just like a machine. She's unstoppable.
Natalie was always reluctant to enter into the maths games, so I very much doubt she'd pose a threat in a maths challenge.
So let's find out how you voted, Natalie.
Richard. Natalie.
Natalie.
Oh, Natalie. Another challenge.
Another challenge.
How exciting, life's full of challenges. Why did you choose Richard? You know he was top. Bit of a tactical vote
Bit
there?
of a tactical vote, yeah.
Well,
you can't win them all.
but who knows, you could win the next challenge. So come with me and let's see how you get on. Okay, so remember, you need 8 correct answers in 90 seconds, and you can pass and move on if you need to. But first, you're going to have 10 seconds to have a look at the mathematical problems, and here's a little hint. Try to remember the easier ones, where the easier ones are. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
The 10 seconds start now. Okay?
Yeah.
Natalie, your fight for survival starts now.
1, 60,
Correct.
6, 18,
Correct.
9, 186,
Correct.
14, 81,
Correct.
13, 90,
Correct.
12, 20,
Correct.
16, 23,
Correct.
15, pass, 5, 270,
Correct. You got it! Well done. Do you know, you were so quick, I had trouble keeping up with you. You kept saying 15, 13, 20. That was amazing. Well done. She's on fire now. She's completed successfully 2 challenges. It doesn't get much better than that. Jodie, Richard, Jodie, Richard, Richard, Jodie. Which one?
I think it's going to have to be Richard.
All right, Richard, get on down here. Richard, you've been a bit of a quiet horse. Been quite
Right.
quiet this evening. You haven't done very much.
No, that's right. It's a shame. Would have liked to have done something. But
I know. You've chosen Jodie to go to head-to-head with Jodie.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, then. Well, let the sisters get on with it. And Richard, off to the losers' bench. So, we're down to the final 2, and it's 2 ladies. Surprised to be going head-to-head now, Jodie?
Very surprised and very lucky.
Well, yes, because you're now about to go head-to-head in a game that's all about staying cool under pressure. Come with me and I'll show you how it works. All right, now on the wall behind you are 8 pieces of paving. Your challenge is to fit them onto the floor to create a path and beat your opponent to the other end. Now, you must build your path one piece at a time, and at any stage, only one piece will fit. So if you're looking for the first piece of the path and the one you're trying doesn't fit, you must return it to the wall and try again with a different piece. Now, the path is the same for the both of you, so how much time you wish to spend looking at your opponent is entirely up to you. And remember, of course, the first to complete the path will be playing for £10,000. So there's no pressure at all. All right? So if you're both ready, please put on your gloves and take up your positions. So Natalie and Jodie, your fight for survival starts now. Oh, Natalie, you're both exhausted. It was exciting, wasn't it?
Yes.
You're still smiling. You did so well. You got through 2 challenges and just failed at this very last one. Of course, there's still a little bit of money for you possibly to win.
Definitely.
So do you want to head over to the losers' bench? Okay. Let's hear it for Natalie! Now, Jodie, you looked quite practical to me, and you've been very practically minded because you've used your knowledge of your fellow opponents very well throughout the whole show, and you've escaped being nominated onto the losers' bench, I think, twice.
I have.
So you've done incredibly well. Now you're going to need to use the knowledge you have of them one more time for our general knowledge quiz, where there's £10,000 at stake. So shall we have a look back at the away day and see if there are any more clues?
Yeah.
Okay.
During the away day, I really warmed to Chris, but I think he is very manipulative, and on the show, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
Carol has no general knowledge whatsoever. I think all that peroxide has seeped into her brain.
After the pub quiz, Richard blurted out some of his scores and the positions where he was, which to me was a foolish thing to do.
Steve should be really good at general knowledge. He's been in enough pubs and pub quizzes to last him a lifetime.
Natalie in general knowledge. Well, she thought that Ben Nevis was the longest mountain range in the world. Hello?
OK, Jodie, so this is your chance to win £10,000. Here's how it works. There are 5 questions, each in a different category, and for each category, you must choose which of the losers is most likely to get a question wrong. OK? But think carefully, because you can choose each of them only once. Now, for each one they get wrong, you score a point. For each one they get right, they score a point. It's the first to 3 points who wins. If you win, the £10,000 is yours. If they win, they split that £10,000 and each go home with £2,000. All right? Are you prepared?
I am.
Let's play for £10,000. The first category is food and drink. Who's not likely to know much about food and drink? They look well fed and watered.
Chris.
OK. Step forward, please, Chris. And here's the question. What is the main spirit used to make a margarita cocktail?
Tequila.
You're absolutely right. 1 point to the losers. The next category is television.
Richard.
Richard, step forward. Here's the question. Which actor played the title role in the series Bergerac?
John Nettles.
You're absolutely right. 2 points to the losers. Now, Jodie, we desperately need a point for you if you're going to stay in the game. They have 2 points and you have no points. The next category is sport. Who's least sporty?
Carol.
Carol, step forward. OK, Carol, your team have got 2 points. If you get this question right, you can all go home with £2,000. Here's the question. In which country was tennis star Anna Kournikova born?
Czech Republic.
You say the Czech Republic. The correct answer is Russia. 1 point to Jodie. You're still in the game.
Just about.
Just about. Next category is history.
Natalie.
Step forward, Natalie. You're still just 1 point away from that £10,000 to be split with your fellow losers. And here's the question. Who succeeded Edward VIII to the British throne in 1936?
Queen Elizabeth II.
For £10,000. You say Queen Elizabeth II. The correct answer is George VI. 2 points to Jodie. It's 2 all. 1 remaining category, which is geography, and 1 remaining contestant. Steve, step forward, please. Now, if you get this question right, Steve, you will personally take home £2,000. If you get it wrong, she'll take that £10,000 from under your nose. It's 2 points all. And here's the question. Which is the longest river in the world?
The Nile.
For £10,000, which is the longest river in the world? You say the Nile, and you have just won, personally, £2,000! What a disappointment. lot, and I'm afraid absolutely nothing for
I know.
you. Well, you better go and commiserate with your fellas, and I think the drinks are on them tonight. Well, that's Dog Eat Dog, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time, and remember, every dog has its day. Good night.
Tickets at the ready. It's the National Lottery Jet Set next on BBC One.